He gave me a
He's
T-shirt,
awesome.
and I've met him a few
Nice.
times. Yes,
Awesome.
out
Yeah.
in Vegas,
Yeah. Oh,
Did you go to
of course.
Did you go to LBX?
What'd you call me? No, I'm straight.
Did
man.
you go to the conference? Welcome back to the Riley Black Project, Crystal and John.
Hi.
How's it going?
It's going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a good conversation. We already did it. We did the podcast.
We did. So we're kind of
Out of order. We're doing this out of order.
We're doing it out of order. So for you, it'll be in order.
Yeah.
For us,
Yeah.
it's out of order.
It's out of order. We have a great show for you.
We do. It's a really good one. Yeah. I won't ruin any of it.
Let's not ruin it. Let's it's the first of the month.
Things. It's the first of the month.
Yeah. And if it's not the first of the month, that means you're not a patron, which means you should be joining on Patreon.
Means you're missing out. So first is our episode sponsor. That's Katie with Monarch Pine. She is gracious enough to give everybody 10% off with code Riley Black. Her website is monarchpine.etsy.com. So make sure to check that out. And then now to our patrons.
Our patrons. You.
This is
the people that make it happen.
This is
financially.
when it's not everybody. Technically, we don't include the $4 level, which is like the entry level. Basically, you just get early access.
You just get early access.
But the $6 level, the Say My Name level and up, we get to say your name. So let me say some names. So we have Carla and Veronica, Christy C, Jess with Jersey Girl Sign Shop, Jillian B, Allison with Black River Arts, Heather Lynn with Lobo Designs, Crystal with Spreading Stardust, Liz with Laser Outpost X Tool Jewelry Blinks.
Damn, that's a mouthful.
Yeah, it is. Join her group and buy her jewelry blinks, okay? Superfan Brandy Mahoney, Victor with Excited Adam, Katie with Monarch Pine, you guessed it, Camille, Lisa, David with Creative Cut Supplies, Stephanie Long, Barbie, Madison with Lasered Maple, Danny McManus, Emily with TM Wall, That Mom with the Laser, Mark with Big Blue Laser Designs, Kathy Ray, Ryan with Sprouts Creations, this guy, and Will with Crazy Laser Dad. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.
We appreciate you.
Yep.
Yeah, and we hope that it's worth it.
Yeah, I think
I
it is.
think so.
Yeah.
And I'm actually I need to work on that this week. I'm going to sweeten the deal a little bit and give them an exclusive discount on keychain thingies.
That's right.
I don't know why I haven't really thought about it before. But yeah.
But they're coming.
It's coming. I'm going to make sure all the patrons know. So if you're a patron, an active patron, come on over
Join
to the Facebook group.
As if you needed another group.
Right, I know. But it really is the best way and easiest way to communicate.
Right. And we're live.
Yeah. We'll be live this Friday.
Today.
Later. So if you're listening to this in the morning, join us tonight.
Or yesterday.
Yeah. No, today. It'll be
Depends on when they listen. If they listen after Friday, it was yesterday.
Oh, that's true. Very true.
Or a
Yes.
few days. Yep.
But yeah, I love how long that list is, and it's not even
Yes.
everybody. So that just it
Soon-
warms my heart.
Soon it'll be longer, and then we just roll credits
Right.
at the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
And we'll be like,
or if we split it into, the first 2 weeks or something like that.
Yeah.
We'll have to find a way. But
Yeah.
I want everyone to get their literal
shout out.
5 seconds
Yes.
or whatever that is, because yeah.
cool.
You amazing.
Now I am going to go sit over there.
Yes.
Our guest is going to sit here,
Yes.
and we'll talk to him.
All right. So we were driving somewhere, but we were brand new.
Yeah.
And then, you don't see, there's some laser owners here, but there's not, you don't see them everywhere. People don't talk about it. You don't see signs for them. And so when I saw the sign, Laser Mafia, I was like, what? I was all excited. I was like, oh, my people. And then we looked you up.
My homies.
Right?
Yeah.
And we looked you up, and then you see a picture of you, and it makes sense, right? He was like, oh, well, now I know why
I
he
see
calls
why it's
himself.
Mafia.
Not bad for an Irish boy, right?
I love it.
I met De Niro one time.
Oh,
Did
yeah?
you?
Yeah, he goes. Long story, but in the end,
Right.
it went pretty cool.
And he's he doesn't like people. He doesn't like interviews and groups of people.
Yeah.
He was
he's
so
he's
nice to me though, because
yeah.
he was all interested because I looked like him.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you take a picture with him?
No.
Oh,
No picture,
Darn.
no autograph. I didn't imitate him. Nothing. I
Right.
played it cool.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And
Right.
That's a whole
It's
nother
hard,
story.
yeah, right?
Yeah. A whole
Yeah,
nother
he
story.
just met we just met Dr. Drew Pinsky. Do you know who he is? He's a podcaster basically, but he did Loveline a long time ago.
The
but
name
we-
Dr. Drew sounds
Yeah.
familiar.
Yeah, you probably know him.
He was like,
Um,
okay, he was a love advice doctor.
Yes.
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 Yeah, with Adam
Adam Carolla.
Carolla.
Oh,
Yeah.
with Adam Carolla?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I
they
love
had a
Adam
show.
Carolla.
Yeah, they had a show together for
They still do.
Really?
They still have a show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was, I mean, it was for like at least 10, 15
Oh yeah,
years,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Loveline.
In the
I brought my
like,
own cup
90s.
because I knew you guys would be too cheap to give me one of yours.
Actually,
What are you laughing? I'm going to look at,
so
hey,
actually
do I get
gave
to
you
take one of these with me? Or?
Right.
actually gave you the bottle of water because some people are a bit skittish about cups.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, let me just get him a couple bottle of waters. That way he can crack them open, and there's no like, how long has this cup been sitting
Yeah,
there?
I just
People are
thought in
weird.
case, you know how sometimes you get a frog in your throat or
Yeah,
something?
Oh.
yeah.
And I just thought, well, I'll
that's
bring
why.
some water
Yep.
so I'm all
Right.
handled, you know?
Definitely.
Because I don't trust your cup.
Yeah. Perfect.
You
No,
should have.
perfect. Yeah, I was gonna say, give me that. Now that we're about to record.
There's that. But yeah, so we'll record for like 45 minutes. We really just go with the flow of conversation.
I'll follow your leads.
And
Yeah.
then
Yeah,
we'll just ask you like how you got started. We'll talk about how we found you literally driving down the road.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had my backpack and my dog. I was walking,
Just driving down the road.
and I also had a laser strapped to my back.
Yeah.
So you thought, well,
Listen,
he's cool.
right?
and very strong.
Very
And
strong.
very strong to have a laser.
Well, listen, I
strapped
mean,
to
the
back.
like X-Tool F1. I mean, that one.
Well, that's a new one.
Yeah.
I'm the new
even then,
X2
it's
FU. It breaks down and they don't help you.
This is gonna be
Oh,
good.
that's a Glowforge.
Touche.
Are we
I didn't know they
recording right now? I
were.
hope
Yes,
so,
yes, it's
'cause good.
recording. Everything's recording. Everything's
Good,
recording.
because that was good.
But
We
we'll
can't. We're keeping those,
We'll do the-
These are like those little salty moments.
right?
Yes.
we'll do
Yes, and
the,
feel free. Like cursing is allowed. I
just
mean,
be
just
yourself.
be.
And I can be rude and interrupt you.
absolutely.
That's what I do
100%.
best.
Yeah, me
Just ask
too.
anyone who knows me.
Listen, I do the same thing. I actually got yelled at by a listener because.
She talks too much.
Well, no. Well, so when someone's talking and then a thought comes up in my head, I tend to interrupt and ask my
Because
question.
you don't want to lose it.
Right.
Yes.
Exactly.
See, so you
But you
understand.
can be my age. You'll do it all the time.
Right.
She already does.
I already do. And they're like, they left a comment on our YouTube. They're like, you know, really
Is
good
he really
interviews.
scratching
blah,
himself?
blah,
Or,
blah."
Yep.
Oh, just getting
Yeah,
your
I had an
earbuds on.
itch.
Yeah.
I
And
I just thought it was a little rude, but
right.
you know,
You know, when you got an itch, you got an itch.
Yeah,
yeah, if
they're
you don't
like,
mind, guys.
right. They're like, for the love of God, let people finish speaking. I'm like, it's really hard. I'm gonna forget. And so I tried writing it down once, and then like, yeah, I'm still working on it. But it's just us. It's how we
Yep.
roll.
And here we are with our guest. Do not get too excited. Because it's not, who you think it is. I mean, I know. Listen, we have pull, but we don't have that much pull.
Wish, right?
And as though it would be so cool if he was truly in the laser community.
Right.
He's not. But
Well, Neil Patrick Harris is, and he's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah,
And he's
yeah.
a laser owner.
Yeah.
I think it's a
Yeah.
Glowforge though, but That's okay.
everyone
Oh,
starts
that's
somewhere.
really
Everyone starts somewhere.
well. Okay, we always wondered about Neil, but now we know.
right.
Did we wonder? He came. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, honey, he's so far out.
Exactly.
Right.
Welcome to the show, James of Laser Mafia, local to us here.
Yes,
up?
right down the road.
Yeah.
3.5 miles on your right. Don't miss me again next time.
Right.
Well, actually, do miss me
yeah.
in case I'm out by the road. But other
Mm,
than that,
right.
Yeah.
Well, your little
my little guy.
your
Yeah.
little mafia
Yeah.
guy.
Yo, come on in.
How did you find that?
I was just doing everybody else does instead
Yeah.
of working, looking on Facebook.
Yeah.
And I saw inflatables. You get them done to whatever you want. So I got them
Oh,
to
you
do it.
custom ordered it?
Yes.
Oh.
It's like Inflatables Inc. And
I
they're out of
didn't even
Cali.
know that was a thing.
Oh, it's a thing.
Oh. What can we do?
I don't know. I don't
Yeah, I
want
take-
The
Who's
only
the-
thing that's
Who's gonna be
appropriate is-
driving down here to come over?
That's the
Right.
thing. I have US
Sure.
1 frontage.
Exactly.
Right.
And it makes it worthwhile.
Yeah.
Listen,
The
that
thing
spot
cost
is
me like
clutch.
$675. So it's not cheap, but
Right.
it's
I mean, not bad for
it's been
custom.
worth its weight in gold for me.
Yeah.
I had people stop in and tell me, I just had to stop and tell you how much I love your little man.
That's awesome.
And this one lady said every time her and her husband drive by, they wave. And every once in a while, I hear a dog losing their
mine like, what the
GI.
fuck is that?
Yeah, they're losing it.
Let me
As
at
they
it.
go by, "Arr!" And I know what that is, and I crack up every time. It's
That's
great.
hilarious.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's not bad for like a custom.
Right,
Yeah.
Attention all laser owners and crafters. Are you tired of spending hours cutting, painting, and assembling laser products? Look no further than Crazy Laser Dad Laser Ready Blanks.
Their high quality blanks are expertly sourced, tested, and ready to use with your lasers. Say goodbye to the hassle and frustration of time consuming projects and hello to more time creating and selling.
Plus, with their wide selection of items, you'll surely find the perfect blank for all your customers.
So, what are you waiting for? Visit crazylaserdad.com today and take your laser crafting to the next level with their laser ready blanks.
Speaking of all things laser, check out Houston Acrylic at houstonacrylic.com for reliable laser tested and laser approved materials.
Made for makers by makers, Houston Acrylic features over 450 styles of acrylic sheets. With over 50 new arrivals being released this month, Houston Acrylic is committed to bringing new and innovative styles to the laser community. My personal favorite is the matte, anything matte, and I feel it's perfect for everything.
Don't forget to save 10% by using our exclusive coupon code TRBP10 at checkout. Get inspired today and visit houstonacrylic.com.
Do it.
Pretty
We
cool.
gotta ask, how did you come up with your name?
Well,
Laser Mafia.
I mean, it's
I was
such a
dating this
mystery.
girl, and she was good looking, and she used to go on Skype with the guys in England. Oh, you can do that cabinet for me, like this, right? So one time she goes, and here's what Fred from London showed me, and then she got a display case for her
Yeah.
oils,
Mhm.
okay, and so then showed me their video with the laser, and I said, that'd be a good business for me.
Yeah.
So I was going to start off with some like legit name, like,
Right.
legitimately boring laser or
Right,
some
yeah.
other name like that.
Right.
She said, that's too boring. You got to do something that's more you.
Yeah.
So I hemmed and hawed.
Yeah.
Both brain cells are burning.
Both.
Yeah. What's left?
Right.
Anyway, so I came up with the idea of Laser
Did
Laser
you
Mafia.
not put any ice in here? Do we have any
No.
ice?
Oh my
Sorry,
God.
I
No
forgot the
ice.
ice.
It's quite warm. All right,
Sorry.
continue. Sorry. Just check.
Sure. Should I go on or do you want to finish about your ice cube?
Good. No.
Okay, great. Okay. I won't keep you long.
Right.
Okay.
Could've
So
run
anyway, Laser Mafia. If I go out to a bar, I get the question like twice a night. Has anyone ever told you?
Yeah.
And I always feel like it's no, and I don't appreciate the insinuation.
Right.
To tell you the truth, I'm sitting here minding my own business, and I didn't bring any of this up. Did you?
Well, and listen, depending on how many drinks they've had,
Oh yeah.
I mean,
just
especially if
many.
you do the
I go from
impersonation.
looking somewhat like him to,
Right.
oh my God, it's him.
Yeah, taking
Well, you
pictures.
can tell how
Have people
drunk they
taking
are.
pictures with you?
Oh God, I've been on Facebook 500 times for that.
Love
Met De Niro tonight.
Right.
He's such a nice guy.
It's funny. Like there's different places I go to, and they'll just start a tab out of cursing. I don't even drink, but they'll start and
Right.
every time my tab just says De Niro.
De Niro.
There's too
That's
many
awesome.
Jameses, I guess.
Well,
whatever.
true, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I would put De Niro even if I knew you weren't.
I see people and they, hey, De Niro.
Right. Well, it's funny because so we found you
Surfing
from,
porn.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you're into short stories. Really.
So
That's how I found you.
we were driving down
Impressive
US 1, which is it's like the main road
Yeah.
in this city. And we were driving down it. We were brand new to the area, and like, listen, hold on. I'm distracted by the quality of that engrave though. I must say that it's like
I was drunk.
it's really good.
Oh, sorry.
It's really like it's just
Yeah.
it's
It's a crispy
quite
little one.
it
yes.
is crispy.
Yeah, but
Just-
I think we both know
yeah.
there's
ADD.
a whole world of better stuff out there.
True.
And
There's
some of the
also a
stuff
whole world of
Worse
worse.
stuff.
I haven't seen anybody worse than mine.
I have. That's because that's pretty good engrave. Sorry, I got distracted. Imagine that. Anyway, so we were going somewhere. He thinks daycare. I thought the shed place, but he's probably right. And we saw this big sign that said Laser Mafia. And we were so excited that there was someone who
From the
also
tribe.
right,
Yeah.
From the same
exactly, literally, yeah. It was like
And with
we gotta
and with like warehouse with signage,
Yeah.
like legit. Not that we're not legit in,
Right.
in your garage or wherever you are,
yeah,
but just like that actually has,
yeah,
you know, that's
It's
done.
become a forefront business,
right,
an actual business for me.
yeah.
That's the difference.
Well,
with a
and
lot of
then
people, yeah.
yeah, and then I mean the cool thing. So as we like started to network and meet people and all that, like as soon as we would mention a laser company or that's what we do, then we would hear about you. Oh, do you know James from Laser Mafia?
Yeah,
So a
I'm one
lot
of
of people,
those.
yeah, a lot of people would bring you up, and they're like, "Oh, he's really cool. You got to meet him." And I was like, "Yeah, I want to."
Yeah.
And then we were
They
thinking
said I was really cool.
they did.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
They did. They said you were a really cool guy.
Yeah.
But then they who was it? The guy from Postnet, was he the
Yeah.
one who told us?
Ray.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ray's
Yeah.
great.
Oh, Ray.
Yeah. He's the one who told us, right, that he owned the shop next door, was it? Who told us
I don't know
that?
who told us that one, but I think Ray also told us, and we might have said, "Oh yeah."
And do you
we've
know
heard.
Steve Glazer?
Yes, I do
Yeah.
very well.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
he might have been the one who told us
might have
that
been,
too.
yeah.
But so both of them, you know, name dropped you, you know.
Oh, that's
Um,
nice. You know. They're
right?
both very, very
They
nice
are.
guys.
We love them.
Very nice
Yeah.
guys. Yeah, they're good guys.
Which I've loved. It's kind of, I mean, obviously there's got to be some jerks around the town, but for the most part, everyone is like that. Everyone's like really nice, really, you know, they want to connect you with other people who do like things or who can help you with your business or you their business. Like it's just that's kind of just what happens around here, which is awesome because I mean we came from South Florida and it's the complete opposite
Well, I've kind
typically.
of softened like old cheese.
Yes.
You know, it just, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a little bit more aggressive,
Yeah.
a little bit more on the edge, and I started a laser business. And I thought,
You had to be
well,
nice.
puff and pass.
Right. Well, and so, but one of them told us that you actually own the building next door to it,
I'm
right?
part owner of Elgin Marble. That's
Okay.
my mainstay gig.
Right.
That's what really pays the bills right
Which
now.
was crazy to me when, you know, because like you were this literal laser celebrity. We've been called laser celebrities before. That's a term. You can have that. if
I'm
you
going
want.
to glam onto that.
Yes, you should.
Glam.
So, you're, you know, a laser celebrity, but then to find out that it was kind of like it's kind of your side business for the
Yeah,
most part,
well,
right?
As you can tell, I'm not getting any younger.
Right.
And my dream is to actually, I'm going to go full time into the laser.
Yay.
And be able to work that full time without, put it this way, I leave
Right.
from the marble shop,
Yeah.
okay? And sometimes things are bothering me. 40 odd years of this stuff, it's bound to get to you.
Right.
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 So I walk next door into my little laser lair. And as soon as I walk in, like 4:01 in the afternoon,
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
Pac-Man, but in a good way.
Right.
All the
Yeah.
stress just goes
Right.
down the drain.
Right.
And I walk in there and it's like, right,
Yeah.
let's get going. Let's have
Yeah.
fun.
Right.
And you enjoy the process. Sometimes we have issues.
Definitely.
Not everything goes perfect every
Right.
time. And then some things you underbid.
Right.
Yeah.
All
You know,
the
you
time.
think,
I
"Oh, I'll
literally
put a big
just
number on
did
that
it.
and it's still not enough.
Right.
Mhm.
Right?
I
Yeah.
just did that.
Yes,
I'm in it right now.
exactly.
We're like there are our parameters were not. I thought I covered everything, and I charged even a little bit more than I wanted to, and now I'm realizing it wasn't enough because then our parameters were not on the same boat. I sent the mock up, and all of a sudden I find out about brand colors and brand fonts that they want. And I'm like,
I
oh.
hate when you're in so deep
okay.
and then find it.
Right.
Right. And thankfully it wasn't too long, but it was still time wasted. And, you know, so then
Material.
it's like, right. Well, thankfully I didn't cut anything yet. It was just the mock-up. But yeah, so it's just, you know, things like that. But
What's your software
those are the
of choice?
times. So I actually use Silhouette Studio.
No kidding.
Yes.
Because I've gone to Lightburn.
Mm.
And Lightburn is, I can't believe how great it is.
Yeah. So
Gooey,
Yeah.
And
Do you know who the owner is? We've
Yes,
met him.
Jason,
Jason
yes, of
Dory.
course.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
he gave me a
He's
T-shirt,
awesome.
and I've met him a few
Nice.
times. Yes,
Awesome.
out
Yeah.
in Vegas, you know.
Yeah. Oh,
Did you go to
of course.
Did you go to LBX?
What'd you call me? No, I'm straight.
Did
man.
you go to the conference
Which conference?
in Vegas
Jason.
that they just had?
A
No.
light burn
Yeah,
experience.
I think he
it
had one
was
up
technically.
I think he had one up in Indiana.
Yeah.
And
Peoria.
it's like, you know, I haven't done anything wrong. I don't have to do time. So I did not have to
Right.
go back to Indiana for
Yeah.
anything.
Right.
So, I mean, I've been clean for years.
Welcome to the revolution in laser engraving. Introducing Lens Digital, the creators of the game-changing Pyburn rotary attachment. With the Pyburn 4.0, you can turn ordinary cups, tumblers, glasses, and more into extraordinary masterpieces.
Looking to engrave niche items or want the functionality of a Chuck rotary? Look no further than the Pyburn Grip, Lens Digital's Chuck-style rotary. With a range of different sized jaws, you can easily engrave a wide variety of items. All Lens Digital products are compatible with most CO2 and Galvo lasers and were designed specifically for the laser industry. All that paired with the best-in-class customer support, Lens Digital is your one-stop shop for all of your rotary needs.
Transform your laser engraving game with Lens Digital, where makers succeed. Unleash your creativity today.
And don't forget, we are proud Lens Digital affiliates as well. If you're shopping, code Riley Black will take $50 off any order of $600 or more.
Hey there, podcast listeners. How great would it feel if this was the year you finally got to escape your 9 to 5 to embrace your lifestyle of creativity and entrepreneurship?
Every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern, Eon Laser USA invites you to join the Freedom to Create webinar, where you'll learn how to make this a reality.
Join leading laser industry professional and brand ambassador Emily, aka That Mom with a Laser, and Eon Laser USA's sales manager Alicia as they dive into all things Eon.
Learn about the advantages of owning an Eon laser and get the scoop on Eon's rewards and partner benefits. Plus, get a glimpse at how everyday people who started out with zero experience paid off their lasers, scaled their businesses, and transformed their lifestyles.
So if you're ready for a lifestyle change, head over to eonlaser.us/whyus and sign up for the Freedom to Create webinar today.
Thanks for listening. Laser on. Yeah, he's great. But so I started making t-shirts with the silhouette. So that's how that was my gateway drug into lasers. And so I learned how to design in Silhouette Studio. And then when I found out that I could use Silhouette Studio because it can, with the business edition, you can export as SVG, which is, one of the files that's compatible with lasers. I was like, oh, and then I was so sick so my t-shirts were kind of like your marble business. The t-shirts, I was like, this sucks. I don't want to do this anymore. And then I was like, I want to be creative. I want to work for myself, but I need to do something else. And lasers was like, whoa, the possibilities were literally endless. And I was like, I need that. Because with the silhouette stuff, most of the stuff, there's still a ton of things that you could make, but a lot of times you were like chasing people to the bottom and, charging $20 for a t-shirt. It's a lot of work for maybe
one
10,
t-shirt.
$10, $15 in profit, if that. And it's not profit because it took me an hour to design it. It took me 5 minutes to cut it.
Everything you
all of
own,
that,
all your
right.
supplies, everything. Yeah,
Exactly.
You're not making money and stuff like that.
No. And so it was a great start for me. And it got me into doing something creative and working for myself and all of that. But then I found out I could use Silhouette for the laser, and I was like, oh yeah, because I was terrified of learning a new software. I hate learning new software.
Your controller accepts it, an SVG
No,
direct?
so I use Silhouette Studio. I design the vector file in Silhouette Studio. I export as SVG, and then I open up Lightburn. And I use Lightburn to basically the only thing I use Lightburn for is to run my laser. So it's connected, my computer and Lightburn is connected to, my
like your
laser.
silhouette editing functions.
Yes.
Right.
And
That's
then
the way
I
it
use,
with a lot of
and then
people.
I put my my settings in Lightburn, and then I send the file to the laser with Lightburn.
Right.
So I still use Lightburn. I just don't use it for any design or editing or anything like that.
Lightburn alert. You can do a line and you can do a fill.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
They also have this other thing, which basically sets your whole place on fire.
What setting is
I'm
that?
talking about, you know how it takes a regular CO2 a long time to dig down into, say, a piece of walnut or something like
Yes, yes.
this? This thing was like digging Forstner holes out in no time. It was like, whoa, the thing's smoking.
Oh no.
So you have to be very careful not to use that setting by
Yeah.
accident.
Yes.
Do you do your updates? Because they snuck that one in on me.
Sometimes.
Yeah, it automatically
I
asks you all
don't.
the time.
Well,
It's
no,
like-
you
I've been
don't
burned by several updates
because, yeah.
before.
yeah.
So I don't update until my laser has a problem and where the only thing left to try is to update. And
Because
it's like,
you lost a bunch of
fine,
files one time.
I'll update. Well, so and that was that wasn't Lightburn,
No,
obviously,
no.
but Microsoft
Yeah.
had an update, and I almost lost like 6 years
So back
of
up your
design
files.
Yeah, and what saved me was that I thought about it. So there was something that happened where I thought I lost my files, but I didn't, and it scared me enough to be like, "Oh shit, I need a backup." Like,
Do you have like a big
stuff.
terabyte backup
Well,
drive?
so I have a external,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but then I also use Dropbox, which is a cloud based, and then I have it's called Backblaze, and it's on my computer, and I highly recommend it because it saved my ass. I literally lost 6 years of design files, and I got them all back because I was able to go back to prior to that Microsoft
My interrupting
update.
question in this case.
You're allowed.
In those 6 years, okay,
Yeah.
you've come ahead 6 years.
Yes.
Therefore, you could duplicate and emanate whatever you had in there probably a lot easier than you did the original times.
Yes and no, but I've done some pretty complicated files that I would just never do again
You'd never
because it
do it
was
again.
so much work. You
I've
know what
done
I
that
mean?
Where, gosh, I've gone around like the map of Florida
Yeah.
and done these like connect the dots.
Right.
And also
no.
the original photo or the original file that I used,
Right.
it didn't really have names of the cities.
Mm.
And it was supposed to be like an old treasure map.
Right.
And like this town was called the next one was called Joe Biden. And
Right.
the next one was called or the next one
Right.
I can describe this in one word.
Right.
Xi Jinping.
Right.
Anyway, so I went around and I actually input all of the names of those,
Yeah,
and I
see?
forget the other correction. I spent hours fixing this one. So that's something
That's
that
one of the files
time
I
won't
would have
buy you back.
exactly.
Right.
And I mean, some of them I probably would have been able to get back as well because I actually sell some of my files on Etsy.
You could have bought your own file.
I could.
You know, I thought this would be a
I
lot more
could
hard
download
pressing.
it.
The questions like
No.
No.
because okay,
Do
just
you
so
want
you know.
some hard pressing ones?
No.
Which one are you ready to?
Okay, my hard pressing answer for you today is
Yes.
I use the double chocolate with chocolate chip ice cream, just like Joe Biden.
Yeah.
Oh,
It runs down my chin.
sounds delicious.
Yeah,
does.
it's wonderful. So that's okay. It's not going to get any harder than that. is it?
No.
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 That's
Great.
That's literally.
I
as
feel
hard
like
as
I'm
it
in front
gets.
of Katie Couric now. I mean, it's so easy.
Yeah. No. We just talk about laser shit.
Yeah.
We just
Laser
talk
shit.
about
That's
your background,
Well,
how you got
speaking
into
of laser
it.
shit, I'm
Yeah.
redoing the bathroom at the Laser Mafia.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because it was a bit kind of would remind you of the back of a mechanic's shop kind of bathroom.
I know those bathrooms.
And even though it was pretty much like brand new sink and all that,
Right.
brand new but the
Functional.
walls, it was
Yeah.
functional. But now I have to redo it. The whole thing is
Yeah.
being rebuilt and redone, so it'll be that much nicer. And I've also got some wonderful,
Yeah.
how do you say, it, romantic ideas of what I want
Nice.
to do with it. So
Well, so
Can't wait to come visit.
right.
Yes, you're
So
welcome.
how big is your warehouse? Tell us more about your
The
warehouse.
warehouse is
because we're
like-
pretty jealous. We want one.
yes, you can have mine.
That's fine.
It's like 40 by 50 square
Okay.
feet, but it's also super
Tall.
high.
Yeah.
It's like 25 feet inside.
Oh, wow.
Right.
So it's a super high volume.
Yeah.
And I built an office in one section of it so
Mm-hmm.
that I could easily and more economically insulate it and air condition it.
Right.
Right.
So that during the summer months and the high humidity months, I run the air conditioner low
Right.
just to keep the humidity down.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that these lasers aren't all that sensitive to that kind of thing.
Not too sensitive.
Not too sensitive,
Yeah.
you know, but it is always a good idea
Yes.
to keep your equipment dry. Now, if you do get into 3D printing, you have to keep
Yes.
even your filament low humidity.
Oh.
And in fact, they make little like wine coolers
To put them in?
just for those
Huh.
filaments.
Interesting.
Yeah, and the 3D printers are fun,
Yeah.
and they're just. My helper, who I had, was an amazing young
Yeah.
man. I'm hoping that he'll go to MIT one day or something like that.
Yeah.
But he did use our 3D printers to make some functional parts.
Yeah.
Actually, for lasering, we had some
Right.
we had some balls to do.
Yeah.
They were like tennis balls.
Okay. I was like, what kind of
No, that-
balls? Yeah.
Not in a sack.
Right.
Okay. These are,
Not insane.
anyway, they were like tennis balls.
Yeah.
And this guy wanted it to go like with 3 lines of text following around the ball.
Oh, right.
So the only way we could get that to function right
Yeah.
was my helper actually built a jig that rubber banded together
Yeah.
that went around the ball so that the ball would spin on the rotary jig
Wow.
of the laser.
That's cool.
He was just a brilliant young man.
Yeah.
Very smart young guy.
Yeah.
He's with his family up in Vermont now.
Yeah.
And I keep wondering when he'll be back in my
Right.
studio.
You're like, can you come back?
yeah, he's a great kid, and
Yeah.
I
That's so
think we have
cool.
a wonderful mutual understanding of how each other works. and
Right.
Really,
Yeah.
a really good young man, but you know,
Yeah.
life moves on. You got to
Yep.
do your own thing.
Right. Yeah.
So basically, I'm a one-man show down there again.
Yeah.
Whereas it was nice when I had my man Jack.
Yeah.
He was a great kid.
James and Jack. That's. I
Right.
mean, even the names go together.
Jay and Jay. Yeah.
Jay and Jack.
So yeah, I told him one day he'd have to stick with it, go to get his engineering degree, and
Yeah.
then he'd have to come back and buy Laser Mafia from me.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because by
But-
then you'll be ready to get rid of it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. But he's just anyway.
Yeah.
It's nice to have a good helper, especially.
Yeah.
He was also my, how do you say this, technological pioneer.
Yeah.
Mm.
He was the kind of guy when I got the 3D printers.
hmm
You know, it took him all 15 minutes to figure out how to load a file and how to make it work.
Right. Well, I mean, and it's like, I don't know the what do you call it? The 3D printer files, but they're a little bit more complicated. They're 3D. So
Yes. Well,
they're like the
here's the thing.
splicing and
I've seen all of these 3D prints you have here.
yeah.
I've seen them on Thingiverse,
Yes.
which is the 3D
Right.
printer
right.
guru guy, go-to
Yeah.
guy. And all you have to do is bring that in,
Yeah.
tell it the size you want.
And
And
it kind of
transfer
does the work
with
for
the-
you.
Here's the hardest part. These little chips
Yeah.
you use, like it's like a USB
Right,
kind
right.
of thing, but it's only about that big and maybe about not much bigger than the, what do you call not an iPhone, but the other kind of phone?
Android.
Android phone.
Mm.
You know, they got that little
Oh
funny
yeah,
connector.
the S.
These
yeah,
things
yeah.
would almost fit in that slot. They're so tiny.
Right.
So you put them into a larger jacket, which is
Yeah.
the same as a USB,
Mhm.
and then pop that in there.
Mm,
And then there was a couple things you had to do, a couple steps after that,
right.
Right.
and it wasn't so hard to do.
Mm.
But this man Jack, he used to clean. There's a little, like a little intensifier
Mhm.
where this basically about a 1/16 of an inch filament gets fed into that,
Yeah.
and it comes out at 0.2 or 3
Mhm.
millimeters. So it's like hair,
Right.
and it comes out of there. So it squeezes into that hot nozzle,
Right.
and then squeezes down there.
Right.
So Jack would clean them, get them all perfect.
Yeah.
We'd get the machine set, all systems go. This
Right.
thing's gonna run for 4 days,
Right.
and come back the next day, and it gets up to like Elvis's shoulder, and then his
Mhm.
head is all like Dennis the
Yeah.
Menace's tornado.
Yeah.
You know?
I
So-
have so another 3D printed thing that I don't have it's over there, but it's a huge
ghost.
ghost. And it
Oh, cool.
took
I can see it in
with-
my mind, and it's
yeah.
breathtaking.
it is.
Thank
It
you.
is. It's sparkly filament too.
Ooh,
Sparkly white
you
filament.
go, girl.
hmm But yeah, I had my friend print it for me because he had they had to have a big enough printer to do it because he has legs that move, but it's all one piece.
It's all
And
one
the-
burn.
yeah.
It's all one 3D printing.
Right, and I think
yet
it was like
they
36
move and
hours
flex,
or something.
and they're
yeah.
perfectly jointed,
It's
things
so
like that.
crazy. It blows my mind. You'll see it on the little whatever the tray is called, and then you see them pop it off the tray, and every once in a while there'll be some the supports that you have to break off or whatever. But sometimes you don't even have to break off any supports, and all of a sudden it's like this dragon that has like
I have one of those.
25 joints in it, and it's like the fact that someone's brain, with the help of some software, was able to
Right.
figure out how to
Do it in one
it's
piece.
insane to me.
How do you think that AI is going to affect these things? You
Oh.
can say, I want a dragon that stands 6 inches tall, and I want them to have
Yeah.
a barb tail and all
It's
that.
going to be
And
both
it'll do it just from
amazing
your
and not
voice.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think we have the technology now for that.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, look at these drones and things they're using. They have drones that go underwater. They're
Yeah.
using them to, the Houthis are using them to attack these ships. So the Navy has the technology to blow those things out of the water.
Wow.
But they're actually underwater submarine drones.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And they're explosives.
That's
Oh, my
crazy.
God.
I mean, I gotta have one.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't,
Right.
I don't want to blow up anybody's commercial venture.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
But it would be damn sure fun to
4th
watch
of
bass
July.
float to the top.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Right.
4th of July?
4th of July.
Yeah.
Cannons to the
America.
left of me.
Yeah.
Yes, beautiful.
Perfect way to celebrate.
It'd be a great, like, you got fireworks and you got the water coming up. And
Yeah.
It's
What
great.
you do
It's
is
like the Bellagio.
You send
Yeah.
you send your mother-in-law sailboating and bring it up.
I like my mother-in-law.
Stop
I
it.
got
My-
lucky.
His mother-in-law is nice.
Okay.
So is mine.
Yeah,
We
that's-
actually got really lucky in the
Yeah.
mother-in-law boat.
my mother-in-law was great. I'm divorced now, but
Oh,
she
I
was.
was gonna say
she was a
was.
l-
I'm like,
she
what
was
you
a
do?
great
Blow her up with
lady.
a drone?
Yeah. No, she was a
These are
great lady.
those are pre-drone days.
Right. So, what is gonna be like the transition into full time? Do you know how long that's gonna take? Do you already have like your plan
Rumor
in
has it
place?
I'm turning 65 this year.
Oh, well,
So-
happy
but I've
birthday
been
when that
practicing.
happens.
Can I get up and do a demo?
Sure.
Sure.
It's basically in place. I've been practicing. So I know what I'm doing there.
Yeah, it's 65.
Yeah, I'm
What watch
65
do-
now, so I got to
Okay.
make sure I don't tear down your
Yeah, you're good.
place here. So yeah, so I'm my goal is to be retired before on about
Yeah.
my birthday this year in October,
Nice.
and then I will just be not setting alarms.
Yeah.
And I won't be getting up. I get up early anyway.
Mhm.
But this
Right.
way I can just
Just
go in
whenever
at a
your
decent
body.
hour.
Yeah.
And then also I can dedicate 8 hours a day to, to meeting with people,
Yeah.
visiting
Right.
people, doing the whole show.
Right.
As it is right now, I work nights and weekends over there.
Mm.
And people say, why do you work all the time? And I
Yeah.
said, if
Right.
I was a painter, right?
Right.
Mhm.
Or if I was a sculptor,
Yeah.
or if I was a this or that, or,
Right.
or back when I hunted, back when I fished,
Right.
that's what I wanted to be doing.
Yeah.
And the laser, as you know, it can be a hobby,
Totally.
but
Yeah.
also it can make you a few bucks.
Right.
And
Yeah.
if I'm
It's a
trying-
bonus if it's both then.
exactly.
Right.
And I'm just getting to the threshold where it's becoming both.
Yeah.
Making the money and getting the proper connections
Right.
and just looking after the people, that come in with their requests as much as possible,
Right.
doing things. And it's a lot of fun. And people say,
Yeah.
oh, can you engrave on this? Yes. And I did put off one person who I've come to know since.
Uh-huh.
She called me one time and I didn't know her. And she was asking me about engraving. I said, I engrave just about everything.
Right.
That put her off because she thought, what a BS artist. But no, with the
Because she
fiber,
doesn't understand. You
and
literally can
CO2,
engrave anything.
yeah.
Right.
And then, the
Yeah.
UV and the diode,
Mm.
they're coming.
Ah,
I can't be without those.
dangerous. Yeah.
Yeah. And the thing is, once you have those 4 technologies,
You can
Yeah.
literally do
you can
everything.
engrave water.
Right.
You know,
Right.
I can't guarantee how long it'll stay that way, but it will engrave. Yes.
Right.
So, but
Yeah.
no, it's just a blast, and I'm sure you've done firearms on your fiber.
Not
right?
yet.
Not yet.
The
I have,
fiber's not
but-
set up yet.
Yeah.
Oh, you got
not
to get going
vented.
on that. May I
Yeah.
Yes.
show you?
You-
What do you
Show you
have?
Oh, I thought you were
my
going to pull out again.
You don't keep any money around here, do you?
Huh? No.
Oh, then never mind. I won't bring it out then. So this is a little
Oh,
bit of
Oh.
handiwork that I did on a 380
Oh,
Ruger,
Oh, nice.
and that you
Oh,
can,
Laser
that
Mafia.
where it says Laser Mafia there, you can actually feel that and touch it
Oh,
with your finger.
It's actually.
And then
like
on the
in there.
side there, you're going to see the legendary bombats.
Yeah. You see right there?
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. And
Nice.
so I've done Glocks, I've done Model 1911s,
Mm-hmm.
I've done AR-15s,
Yeah.
I've done M1. I've done some different things.
Nice.
M1
Yeah.
Duran.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course you do the wood or
Yeah.
the stock
Right,
or whatever.
Right.
Or on certain guns. The biggest problem I have with most firearms is they don't leave you a lot of real estate to do
Right.
an engraving.
Right.
Right.
So
Right.
many of them are so messed up
Full.
with,
Right.
Yeah.
with all kinds of this going on and that going
Right.
on. So
Now, when you do the top like that, do you blue it again or?
that is annealed on the fiber laser from a setting.
Okay.
That's where-
Shut up. Is it a MOPA?
What is the interview over?
No.
Is it a MOPA laser?
Yes, it's a fiber MOPA. Yes. And when you do that, you can go on Lightburn, and they have tables you can download, and it automatically puts all those settings in there. So you could put a piece of stainless underneath there.
Yeah.
And say, "Oh, I want that blue next to that green,"
Yeah.
and you can literally use those two settings
Wow.
to get it to do that.
Wow.
Len,
Mhm.
what pipe do you have? What rotary do you have?
I've got like 4 of them. They're
4?
all the plain.
Do you have a Pyburn?
No, I do not. But I have 2 designs in mind for making a better rotary.
Oh, okay.
Better
Well, then
than-
maybe you don't
you
want to
know-
buy a Pyburn because, well, I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, especially if you're going to
the ones
create
that
your
put the
own.
little
But
tang on the inside of the cup and all
Yeah.
that. No. I'm talking about that you could actually, let's say you wanted to go at exactly 1-inch increments all the way around your cup. You can do it through algebra and a gear drive. That's one of the things I want to do. And also going back to the old school dot matrix.
oh, I don't know that.
You don't know a dot matrix printer?
The printer?
Remember the dot matrix printers that
you
used
just-
to
Maybe,
They
but
used
I
to be
didn't know
so-
what
used
they
to be
were
so-
called.
So
Where was I going?
You
with
know the paper
rotary
like that
comment?
checks it out the holes all up the sides? Did you ever see the holes? They have a hole every.
No. I
Uh-uh.
remember the dot matrix.
Yeah.
printer.
Well,
I
anyway,
might if I saw it.
Yeah.
But
I think I could also make that work very well.
yeah.
You know, with I was thinking about making basically the equivalent of a rubber band, but silicone rings with the holes already in it,
Mhm.
and then you slide it on the cups. And basically, these cups, you've only got 3 or 4 sizes right
Right,
now.
yeah.
Right.
Right. So you put it around there, and the holes are all in here, and then the drive wheels have the dots on them, the pegs sticking
So
up.
just,
So
Right.
you can actually go like that.
Yeah.
And then let's say you have an issue, you can go and actually back up to 0.
Oh, right. Where
and
you
start
were.
again because
yeah.
you know how these rollers are.
Mhm.
There's no going back.
Right.
Mhm.
And
yeah.
once it screws up, you might as well just let it run because you
Yeah.
stand somewhat of a chance of it still being acceptable.
Mhm.
If
Yeah.
you stop it, you can take that cup and throw it away.
Yeah, so where I was originally going with that was Len, who created so that's my rotary right there, if you can see it.
fiber.
The red and black.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Is that like a Rotoboss?
It's a Pyburn.
Never heard of a pipe.
Yeah. So they're my favorite. But Len is the creator, and he actually was testing he's super smart, man. Very, very smart. So he created it. I mean, similar to you, like he was like, I feel like this could be better. Or he was using just probably the regular roller chuck rotaries.
Yeah.
And he was like, I think this could be better. And he was like, I'll just make one. and then it just blew up into what it is. But he was testing, I think a regular fiber, JPT, and actually making color with a regular fiber, which most of the time the color comes from a MOPA laser. So that's pretty cool. He was testing all the, and everyone was like amazed because it's like the regular fiber that just does black.
My
Right.
fiber is an OMG.
OMG. Oh, there is an OMG laser.
Yeah, he's a nice
Brand.
guy too.
Yeah.
Chinese man named Richard Wing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. So what brand lasers do you have?
Most of them are AP.
AP. Ooh, those are expensive.
You know what?
They're great. I've heard they're amazing.
They're darn well worth it.
Yeah.
And also, like, I have a friend who had an issue with her laser, and her company has a big name, but their service didn't open until Monday. AP Laser, I've called them 7:00 on a Sunday night and had them like, oh, we got to get you this part out tomorrow morning.
Right. Yeah.
And just like that. So you have the part Tuesday
Yeah.
instead of talking to them,
Right.
if you're lucky, sometime Monday.
Right.
Yeah.
And then as a part-time,
Yeah.
you do it after work.
Yeah.
So
Eon
it's too late
is
to ship.
Eon's pretty great. So their customer support. So they're actually in Florida. They're in Melbourne.
Yes. Yes,
yeah.
that's a consideration.
And then their customer service hours I think are until 9 weekdays, and then at least until 5 on the weekends. So you're not shit out of luck on weekends, but
Right.
it's at least until
That-
5.
See,
Which
that's good. Both
it's
Saturday
better
and
than
Sunday.
nothing. Yes.
Because
Yep.
don't forget, for us
Yeah.
weekend warriors,
Oh yeah.
Right.
Well, and
You
if you
know,
have a
yeah.
big order, you're not only doing it, 8 to 5. It's 8 to whenever I get this shit done. And it's always when, like, if they close at 9, 905 is
Yeah.
when you're going to
What you
have a
need.
laser
Oh,
head collision
Yeah, it's like I need
or
3-inch screws. Oh, Home
Mhm.
Depot just closed. You know,
right,
the same
exactly.
thing. So yeah, it's always the way.
Yeah, but at least you know if they're going to be available the next day, you at least have that comfort of that. And I mean, so my first laser was a Glowforge because I
Right.
didn't know any better. I didn't even know that other laser companies existed. I didn't. Now, to be fair, I didn't do any research
Those
because I
are
was just
OYO
so
on your own.
definitely on your own.
Yeah. AP
You send an
AP
email and you
Laser,
wait 2 days.
when they talk about we have the chairman Mao of the company, a man
Mhm.
named Tong Lee.
Yeah.
Very, very nice man. And he gets up at these whenever we have a gathering of some sort.
Yeah.
And he talks about the personalization game.
Mhm.
And he always recites facts and figures. Like one of the most interesting was the baby boomers are the first generation to ever spend more time and money on their pets than they do on their grandchildren.
Oh,
That's a fact.
Oh,
Yep.
wow.
Yeah.
Goodness
And
gracious.
anyway, he's always got, and then like also the housing, you know, when it looked like things were really going to go
Right.
south and all.
Right.
And he says, no matter what, we've got all these people coming of age that need houses.
Yep.
So that the housing market will stay strong. You know,
Right.
he does a lot of research. And
Yeah.
He's a very smart man. But also with AP, I mean, you can call them 2 a.m.
Yeah.
and they've got the tech guy who's
Right.
in charge of answering the phone for that.
Mhm.
And you know, they're very good and also, you know, let's say it's 7:30 at night. Then I call my buddy Matt in Okeechobee,
Yeah.
who only has like 14 lasers now.
Oh,
Right.
only.
We
Only.
need to meet Matt.
I've got to get him to meet you.
Yes.
He's an interesting man. He's really, really good guy.
Yeah.
Does a lot for his community. He's an
Nice.
undertaker.
Yeah.
Oh.
And he's out in Okeechobee, and he, like all Christmas season,
Uh-huh.
he does Santa Claus, and people pay him to do that, and
Mhm.
all that money that he gets for doing that
Mhm.
goes directly to shop with a cop, so that these
Oh,
underprivileged
oh,
kids
wow.
go shopping with a police officer.
Yeah.
And he
Yep.
says the thing that touches him,
Right.
most of the time they're buying gifts for their family.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
You know, instead of, oh, I want this toy. That
Right.
toy.
Right.
they
You
buy
Yeah.
that.
it's amazing. But
For
anyway,
their siblings.
Yeah.
but Matt's a big-hearted guy, and he's
Yeah.
always doing for the community.
Yeah.
You know, he's a really good guy, and he's done for me. He's helped me with my laser. You know,
Yeah.
and we have what we call the AP family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when I went to look at lasers, I'd already bought one out of Orlando, or was
Mhm.
buying one.
Yeah.
And I went to this. They had this laser con out in Okeechobee.
Mhm.
And I
Mm.
thought, well, this funeral home must have a machine or two there. When I got
Yeah.
it there, he had 7. You know.
Yeah.
And when I walk in the door, I'm accosted by other owners. Oh, yeah, you just call me when you need something. I know all about this, and I know. Don't
Yeah.
worry, we all work together, and they do.
Yeah.
You know, we have an AP user group,
That's awesome.
and we post. Let's say, why am I getting these lines in my thing?
Yes.
Yes.
Then you
Yeah.
usually get chastised by about 15 people for not including your laser.
Yes.
The, you know, the,
Yeah.
model,
settings.
Right.
your setting.
Yep.
What
Your
you're
power.
You know,
what you're using,
Yeah.
yeah, all of it. Yeah.
and so they always you know, chide you for that kind of
Yeah.
thing,
Right.
but then answer you.
Right.
I go in there and like, because here's the best one.
Well, because they also can't really answer you correctly if you don't give them
Right.
that stuff in the first place.
It's
But
just
a lot of
crapshoot.
us,
Yeah.
right? You know, when you post, usually you're in a panic, so you don't think about, oh, I should tell them all the information
Right.
I have so that I can get an answer quicker. Instead, you just
They educate you rather quickly.
they do.
They do because they jump but I go in there a lot of times with fonts. Because hey, anybody know what this is?
Right.
And I've never gone away empty-handed.
Right.
It might take like a day,
Right.
Right.
but then I'll have it, and
Yeah.
they'll say, "Look, it's this font," and
Yeah.
they all know. And there's different, as you know. You ever heard of what the font?
Yes, I
Yeah.
was just gonna
Excuse
say.
my language.
No, it's good, but it doesn't always work.
It doesn't work.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
finding it when I first started using it. I found it was 75% effective.
Right. It's become less and less though.
I'm finding it's like more like 15% effective.
Yeah.
Now it's like
I
it's
wonder why. I don't know if it's like too many or
it must
if they
be.
just-
It's probably inundated.
Right.
right.
And
yeah,
it's
because there's
like-
got to be new
And
fonts
you
every
go in
single
there,
day.
and you can have like something like Times New Roman
Right.
and ask for that, and then it'll go through the whole thing, and not even mention Times New Roman because there's
What?
you know
Is there
43
a
others.
dog in here and a kid?
Yeah.
Baby,
Panda's in here.
hey baby. So next question.
Yes.
You guys, would you be able to do a remote down from my place sometime?
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we could.
Cool.
This is all
Definitely.
mobile.
After I get some more organization done,
Yeah.
because that's one thing my helper Jack was good at, was organizing. I mean,
Yeah, we're
when he was
still-
done, I never knew where one thing was, so he did a great job.
Right.
You know, where's my knives? Where's my so and so?
Away.
Then I tell him, remember these knives? These go right here. Like they go. I keep them right next to my laser.
Right.
So you know when you cut out a plywood?
Yeah, and it doesn't cut all the way through.
Well, no, that
Oh.
too. But I use them to lift the
Yeah.
out of the
Oh, yeah.
pocket.
I use Gorilla Tape.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've done that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always check it before I move it to make sure if I need to do one more pass to it before I lift it up and ruin it all.
Then you
Or
can't-
there's the day that you're in a hurry, it looks like it cut through, you move it and you're like, fuck.
Have you ever?
Probably.
Let me see. What was I going to say? It was a good question when it came out. It started.
Have you ever? Yeah,
Like I
something
said,
with
I'll be
the
old soon.
yeah. I do the same thing and I'm about what, 15 years younger?
Oh, have you ever managed to realign a piece after you've moved it?
So, yes, but I won't try for an engrave because I know, especially with my level of OCD, there's no way, even if it's off the tiniest bit, it's going to look blurry. And so I still won't like it. So I won't I won't try with an engrave.
I got away with a Yeti cut one time.
Oh, that's
Oh,
impressive.
that's impressive.
Yeah. A cut, maybe. And then there is actually a tool in Lightburn. I've never tried it, but there's a tool in Lightburn where you can, again, this is if you've done the updates, but you can, like, you choose, I don't know how many points. It's, I think, probably at least 3, but you have your design and then you choose whatever 3 points. We'll say it's 3, even if it's like 50.
For continuum.
Yeah, to fix it. Yeah. And so say you didn't cut all the way through, you've already moved it, you can put it back in there, you have your file loaded, and then you mark, several points and it lines those up and then it'll recut it.
Darn.
Yeah.
Now, do you have the camera in your?
I do have the camera, but I've actually never calibrated it. I've never used it.
I don't have. I have 4 lasers, and I have a camera on the fiber, and I'm assuming that's why it shoots the red diode down on your.
Maybe. I don't.
Have you ever seen that where it actually spells out the letters and everything?
Oh, no, I've
Like,
seen where
if
it
you
does
did
it really fast.
Let's say you did a dove.
Oh, right.
It'll actually put the shape of the dove
Oh.
from
And
your
not
file.
and
right.
like solid?
It comes in there and it's like a flickering red light, exactly where you want it to be.
Yeah.
And then when it looks right, you line it up. It
Yeah.
looks good on the back of your watch or whatever you're doing, and you line it up, boom,
Right.
and then just pull the trigger.
Yeah, so the Glowforge, the only way you could operate it is with a camera because that's how you placed your items and your designs
Oh,
and
there's
stuff.
no origin.
And no, there's
saving.
no origin,
Yeah.
nothing like
I
that.
have 2 CNCs that
Yeah.
will work like that. I hate it.
It's not good. Well, and especially with the Glowforge, it's a fisheye lens, and so the further you get out towards the edge,
Less accuracy.
exactly. And so and again, with that being the only laser I knew at the time, I was like, what do you mean it doesn't have a camera? What do you mean you don't use your
Yeah,
camera?
I
I didn't
didn't
even know about
understand.
the red dot because the
Lightburn-
red dot is how, you line it up.
Lightburn sells a camera,
Yeah.
and then I think it's just a knock, 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 and you've
Right.
got it aligned.
Yeah.
I hear it's the way to fly.
So I do want to set up my camera for it's helpful when you're using like leftover pieces of scrap. So say I want to sneak
Nesting.
this, yeah, exactly. I want to sneak this little piece in right in here where typically when you frame a job it's square.
It's only a rectangle.
Right. And
You
so
know how I
it's
get
like
over that, right?
yeah, what?
Up a little higher, turn the power down to 0,
Mm,
and then I just run it as if it.
smart.
And so, like, let's say you're going the outline of a stop sign.
Yeah.
It goes around. It shows exactly where it's coming
Right.
from. And that way, you don't have any power to it.
Yeah.
Right.
So you can't.
That
do
is smart.
It works
Yeah.
so well.
But yeah,
I
so the
use it all time.
camera, there was one girl, I saw her, she did like a TikTok on it, and she was making those little Stanley acrylic toppers, and she filled up her entire, I think she has a Mira 7, so it's a little bit smaller than mine, but she had like, I don't know, 10 different colors of acrylic for all her orders and had lined up all of them and cut 10 different colors of acrylic in one job by lining it all up with, her file and the camera.
Wow.
So that was pretty impressive because then it's not, you put them all in there, you do the jigsaw on the computer and then you hit start instead of one at a time doing those 10 sheets of acrylic.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I want to set it up for that reason, but I mean, I've had my laser for 3 years now and I haven't done it.
Help each other
Right?
set things up.
Totally.
I wish again, Jack was the kind of kid I could tell him,
Yeah.
set it up and go.
Right.
He was really good at stuff.
Yeah.
Like that.
He's
Like I say, he was my technology
Yeah.
pioneer.
He's
That was the best
my
thing I could
mechanical
say.
technology.
I've actually,
Anything's broken, I'm like, help.
yeah, I've been watching some light burn tutorials for the fiber for when we get that up and running
Yeah.
to run it.
We need to, it's uncrated, but that's about it. We need
Yeah, we
to
just need to vent it
and
and then hook it up to a computer.
yeah.
Mostly vent it, really, is what we really.
I
Yeah.
found whenever you're doing steel
Mhm.
and stuff in there, it's like this sickly smell. I'm sure it's what a foundry would smell like,
Mm.
and it's really like I do the powder coat cups,
Mm.
and that's not the most pleasant smell.
No.
So it's better to vent that way.
Right.
But I think this, like, if you're burning steel on
Mhm.
fiber,
Yeah.
I think it's worse.
Oh, good to
It
know.
upsets me because
Yeah.
I can put up with the cup smell, no problem.
Right. Yeah.
I've got customers.
Well,
that
I
have been
cut
in there.
acrylic mostly, so it sounds like
Yeah.
it smells like a nail salon in here all the time when I'm
Yeah,
cutting.
that's not so horrible. Yeah,
Yeah.
But
Except mirror acrylic or extruded acrylic. That stuff's pretty stinky.
extruded, that's
Yeah.
horrible stuff, isn't
It
it?
is. Well, it's laser safe, but it's just really stinky.
Doesn't laser clear though, does it?
No, it doesn't engrave well. It's so it's what
plexiglass.
so it's basically, but it's what you use. So if you have mirror acrylic, it's extruded with that mirror backing on the back. Yeah.
I
So
haven't done really any mirrored acrylic.
no?
No.
Oh,
never had a
that
call
those
for it,
two
never
those two racks over there behind that white partition, that's all acrylic. I literally like
Now, you bought
hoard
that
acrylic.
rack, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you see that pattern on there on my laser.
Uh-huh.
I have a 3 feet by 4 foot table,
Mhm.
so I could easily
Oh, right,
cut,
yeah.
cut them out.
Yeah.
Oh.
In fact,
Yeah,
I'm
the wall.
actually looking into an 8 foot long table,
Oh.
so I can just throw a sheet of plywood on there and go
Right.
to town and go home.
Nice.
You know,
Yeah, it's so hard because I want to buy all the
All
things,
the
but we're
things,
literally like
there's a lot of
at
toys
max.
you don't have.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we don't have any more space for toys. We want a warehouse someday, but then comes the overhead with a warehouse.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm very
So,
blessed. I own my
yes.
house, my
That's
warehouse
awesome.
outright.
That's so
no rent.
amazing. Yeah.
I'm blessed.
Well,
Yeah.
listen. So when you retire, whenever that is, if we're still doing this laser thing, let us know.
Should I
And don't
write the
have a
number on the
warehouse yet.
table?
And don't have a warehouse yet.
Right. Yeah. If we don't have a warehouse yet, hopefully by then.
Well, you could rent, and you'd probably you'd need to rent like a 4 volume
Yeah.
garage.
I don't even know what that is.
It would be like, 2-car wide garage,
Mhm.
but also double deep.
Oh, right.
So
Okay.
it's 4 instead
Yeah.
of just 2
Right.
or
Okay.
1.
Right.
You could get away with that. You could
Yeah.
rent them reasonably.
Yeah. What's
Now-
reasonable?
I think you could get a 4-banger like that for about $1,200 a month.
Oh, okay.
I think so.
That's
But
not
what do I know?
terrible. Yeah,
Yeah.
right. We'll have to look into
And
it.
then I
But-
think though, the improvements you'd have to do, and
Yeah.
like
Right.
I'm blessed with my warehouse. It already has a bathroom,
Right.
and then when I built my office in and air conditioned it,
Yeah.
Right.
because of the vents I have,
Yeah.
6-inch on the one,
Right.
4-inch on the other one,
Right.
inside of there, I have 2 wall shaker air conditioners
Mm.
because of that volume on that big one is this
Right.
much. It
Yeah.
just draw all your air out.
Oh,
So
right.
your
Right.
cold air.
Yeah.
So in the summertime, when I'm in there working all
Yeah.
day, and it's in the 90s or 100,
Yeah.
Right.
then I put both ACs on,
Mm.
and sometimes at full,
Yeah.
to keep up with that.
Right, right.
blowing That out. But there's nothing more beautiful than when you look outside of your door
Uh-huh.
and see the smoke from a big wood burn
Mm.
drifting away. You think that's so cool.
Yeah.
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 And certain
Yeah.
woods smell better than others.
Yeah.
I've
Right.
discovered that Purple Heart
Mhm.
engraves nice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
not in a good smell, and I
No?
think it's got metals in it or something like that.
It
There's
smells metallic-y.
Yeah,
Yeah.
more so than other woods.
Cedars.
Walnut smells nice.
Cedar's amazing.
Cedar's fine, but certain ones,
Yeah.
oak burns nice.
Yeah.
It smells like a bottle of Jack
Yeah.
Daniels. What the
Right.
Who
Yeah.
doesn't like that?
Right. So how long have you been lasering? How long? When
5
did
years.
you?
My
okay.
business.
Oh.
I founded.
About the same as us.
Yeah, I founded my business in 2019,
Mm.
and that date was concentric about my first machine arriving.
Right.
So I built it and got it ready like through the Christmas break,
Yeah.
and then January the 11th,
Uh-huh.
the machine showed up, and I put it
Nice.
inside and got it running, and
Yeah.
had it up running, and like I had it all set up. They tell you need 4 guys to do it, but my
Right.
friend who was helping me at the time to
Mhm.
set it up, we just skidded on boards and slid
Yeah.
it right in place.
Him and his
Me and my brother.
but
moved
his
the-
bodybuilder brother.
Moved the 9
Moved
with
it.
some straps.
Mhm.
Yeah, moving straps.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so I got it set up and ready to go.
But
And then my friend Matt from Okeechobee came over. I told him, "Oh, I bought." He goes, "When's it coming?" I said, "He goes, I'll be there Tuesday." He doesn't
Yeah.
ask,
right.
And he showed
Right.
up Tuesday night, and we stayed there and got that thing running. And then I went in Wednesday. He gave me like a pre-training,
Mhm.
because I know how to draw in CAD.
Yeah.
I've been drawing on a computer for 30 years,
Mm.
so just a little adaptation, getting used to it.
Yeah.
And that was the old software that came with it, RD Works,
Yeah.
which I
I've
wasn't.
heard.
It was
yeah.
okay.
Right.
But then when Lightburn came out, I was like,
Mhm.
oh, wow, this is the way to fly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
So then Wednesday I went in and I thought, what's a good contrast? Oh, a zebra. So my first solo project was a little zebra about this big,
Nice.
little flat zebra.
Yeah.
And people like it. It's they,
Yeah,
they,
yeah.
they look at it and say it's good.
Yeah.
So, and that was my very first solo.
Nice.
And
Nice.
I learned, along the way. And
Yeah.
learned different things, and then I've done a lot of experimenting and playing with things. I've met some people at my AP groups that are just out there what they're
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah.
Right.
Amazing what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're figuring out how to make color with fiber with a
Yeah.
CO2 laser
Oh.
into
Wow.
wood and stuff like that, burn it right in and stuff
That's
like that.
crazy.
They got a few cool tricks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen people do which I actually bought some and I never tried it, but doing so you do
Powder coat.
basically they engrave and then you put the powder in
yeah.
the engrave and then you run the engrave again.
Trying to think of what you
But
could
I
mix
feel like
the
it'd be
powder coat with.
messy.
If you could
Yeah.
mix the powder coat with wonder if you could mix it with water, or if you
Right.
could mix it with something like alcohol or something
Yeah.
like that.
So
So
it's
that
not
it-
so
If it's like Cermark, if you're
right.
familiar with that,
Right. Yes.
that's an alcohol based.
Yeah.
So as soon as
Mm,
the alcohol dries, you can fire it.
right.
So if you took that powder
yeah.
for powder coating, mixed
Yeah.
it with
Right.
alcohol,
Yeah.
you could probably put that on, let it dry, and then fire
Right.
it, and probably be right there to go.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna try next.
Yeah.
A lot of these ideas I have are great, but I don't get to them.
Yeah.
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, you do it as your afternoon
Right.
weekends.
And then people come in and they order stuff.
Right, and
Yeah,
then they
it
want
gets
you
in
to
the
do
way.
stuff.
I don't get to play.
So
at the
rude
work.
of them.
It's horrible. Like I got a headstone on one side. There's 6 family portraits,
Oh my god.
and on the other side is the lady of the house was an artist.
Yeah,
One of her etchings,
yeah,
and it's this big slant granite stone.
yeah,
So I had to make up I've been wanting to get a forklift, but
yeah,
I haven't gotten around to finding the right deal at the right time.
yeah,
So I bought one of these engine hoists that uses
right,
the
right.
jack,
yeah,
and it lifts the arm up, and you could,
yeah.
And then I built a cart that would roll over top of it. So I lifted that stone from that thing onto my cart,
Oh my god.
and then I had to lift it up again, and I made a jig that's shaped like this, so that the slant
Right,
surface
fit,
Right.
Yeah.
is sitting straight up level,
Wow.
right? And it's close now. I have to just shim it a little bit,
Right.
but so I had to do that to make that work.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to use my small laser.
Yeah.
My first laser I bought was the 48 by 36,
Mm.
and then the next one I bought
That's
was,
big for your first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You went all in.
Go big or go home.
We are talking about laser.
Yes.
Like you can say it.
So then I bought an 1812 for I had my vision of just leaving that set up for cups all the time.
Right, right.
However, it's only a 30 watt, so it's a better focus
Mm.
for finer detail.
Yes.
So I affectionately named that one Mini Me,
Nice.
and then I named the first one Fat Bastard.
I love it.
And then I have one in the back. I bought it was a local brand X from a guy, and it's not working right.
Oh shit.
I bought that one. I call it Frau.
She unhooked you?
She sat her fat ass on my. Okay, doesn't really matter. But anyway, sorry.
So anyway,
Yeah.
I named my lasers affectionately.
I
I
love
always
it.
think about Forrest Gump, you know.
Right.
You
Yeah.
got to name your boat. I thought the only name that would make sense to me,
Right.
Jenny.
Jenny. Yeah, mine is so it's Amira, and it took me several years to actually name her, but her name is Mariah Carey because she's
Mariah.
the diva. Yeah, she's a
She
little
is a
bit of a
diva?
diva.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. So thankfully
can be.
she's very good and very talented, much like Mariah. But you know, when she's not, she can tend to be quite a diva. So
My friend's a realtor in Eleuthera.
uh-huh.
And when Mariah went over there looking at properties on the beach,
Mhm.
she had 4 guys to carry her around on the beach so she wouldn't get sand on her shoes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's
Talk about a
that's
diva.
my laser.
Sounds
Yeah.
about right. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Well,
Cool.
man, we'll have to
Well,
have you
yeah,
on
we'll have
again.
to-
'cause-
this next time
I'd
we'll
love
do
to
it from
invite you down there. I'm
from your-
trying to get
yeah.
things organized a little bit.
Yeah, it'd be
Right
great.
now, my laser office, the main office where I
Mhm.
work out of all the time. Sometimes I'm back on the CNCs or doing other things.
yeah.
I also build boards, like cutting boards.
Oh,
and things.
nice.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Oh,
So, hi there.
He's like, wait, what's going on?
What's happening? What's up?
hi.
Well, good point to stop.
Right? Now
So
we have
my little laser office is 12 by
Yeah.
24,
Mhm.
but the warehouse has these center posts. So I'm
Mhm.
going to extend out to the next post.
Oh.
So it's going to more than double the size of my office space. And then I'm going to
Oh.
move my biggest laser to the back there.
Yeah.
Because if you come to see me,
Mhm.
I'll promise you one thing, we'll be in each other's way.
Yeah.
Because that big laser,
Right.
you imagine it's
Right.
like, it's
Yeah.
more volume than this table.
Right. Right.
And in the middle of an office,
Mhm.
then it's like you want to get around. Oh, like, you know, you got to go around and all that stuff. It's the
And,
same thing. Yo, big baby. So anyway, yeah, I'm going to be expanding my office space
Nice.
under air so
Yeah.
that things like Mini Me and Fat Bastard have plenty of room.
Right.
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 And then also I'm going to put a layout table, like maybe something cool like this. You just gave me a great idea.
yeah.
A layout table in the front
Right.
and then a counter separate me
Yeah.
from the commoners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know,
Yeah.
they come in and say, well, I want to
Right.
engrave
Yeah.
these cups. Oh,
Yeah.
put them right there.
Right.
You know, and then when you have something to lay out bigger.
Right.
And then I also have another thing that I'm trying to incorporate is it's a digitizer. So when I get an odd shaped implement, let's say somebody needs a marine dashboard.
Right.
Sometimes, especially on boats, they'll
Yeah.
go up like this side's not quite square.
Right.
Yep.
Then it rounds over, comes along slightly scooped.
Right.
Then this is a big radius coming down here with a
Right.
small radius and out here. So there's no real measuring except for to measure X and Y's.
Right.
And then to hope to get them close.
Right.
So this thing I have will actually digitize right around the
Right.
shape of it.
Fancy.
Yeah, it's got
Nice.
like a mouse with a crosshair.
Mm.
You go click,
Mm.
click,
Click.
click,
Yeah.
click. So I bought
Nice.
one of those, and my helper Jack again. He learned the technology, then he moved
Yeah.
away.
Wait.
Yeah. Damn it, Jack.
Damn it, Jack! So his
Yeah.
ears must be burning right,
Right.
in Vermont.
Yeah.
We'll have to send him the
come
link.
check it out.
We'll have to
for
send him the
sure.
link so he can
Right.
see, so he can watch this episode.
Where do you guys like seen on YouTube? Is that the idea?
Yeah, mostly
Yep, the
on
video's
YouTube.
on YouTube, and then the audio version is wherever people listen to podcasts, Apple Podcasts,
Yeah.
Spotify, and stuff like that.
Very
Yeah.
nice.
And
Yeah,
we have a group where
Yep.
there's lots of groups. I'll have to invite
Yep.
you to the podcast,
Yep.
the podcast group.
I would love that. Yeah, I'd love to
Um,
stay in touch and see.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then,
yeah,
like I say,
sure.
as soon as I can get you down there, I
Yeah.
mean, you're welcome to come
Yeah.
anytime.
Yeah.
All
But to do the show, maybe you'd want
Right.
to look at it first anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm there, like I said, nights and weekends.
Okay.
No
Awesome.
life. It's perfect.
Yeah.
You know,
I love it.
working on the woman thing, but damn, it's had a long
It's
time.
rough sometimes. We get it.
Jesus. I'd rewire a laser.
And listen, that's what we threaten each other all the time. We're not allowed to go anywhere because
Yeah.
we're not going back out into that dating pool.
Hell no. You don't want to
It's
know
rough.
about it. You know, dating pool is like old fish. It stinks.
Right? There's what was the
It's a
there's that
convenience
show
store.
that
Thrift
was
store.
like the dating pool has pee in it.
Pee in it.
There's pee
Yeah.
in the pool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, James, thanks for being on
It
the
was a great
show
time.
and
Hey,
spending an hour with
I'm
us.
sure it was a pleasure.
it was. It was.
So maybe I should do a quick closeout.
Oh, okay.
You know, let's get back to business here. You know? We wanted to talk about the mafia. Well, there is no such thing as the mafia, okay? That's a rumor. It was started by probably the Irish cops. I don't know, but there's no mafia.
It's perfect.
Anyway, you
Perfect
guys.
ending.
Thanks,
Right there.
James.
All right, kids. So nice for having me. Thank you.
Thank
very
you
much.
for coming.
Yeah, I learned a lot, and we can learn a lot from each other.
We
Yeah,
can.
yeah.
That's the best
Yeah,
part.
that's the best part.
Give me all the laser friends.
Let me stop the recording.
And we are back as promised.
With
Not
you
promised because I didn't say,
Yeah, he didn't
I
say
didn't
the
say-
stuff, so
yeah,
hopefully he
'cause-
didn't go anywhere.
because this show's a little different.
It
This
is.
show, we're recording this. We just
Yeah.
recorded the intro. Now we're recording
Right.
this.
We didn't want to do the intro and the whatever, the normal life update,
Right.
whatever with. It's a little bit
With
more
James
awkward
here.
in person.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was so cool though.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. When he
that's-
sat down and he
yeah.
was already making jokes, and I was like, oh,
yeah,
this is going to
yeah,
be good.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
We were a little. We had never talked.
I don't
to
know
him.
the guy.
Yeah,
we
don't
literally
know him.
don't know. We've
We don't
heard
know him from
about
the
him.
groups. There's like
Yeah.
zero. This was just
Nothing.
literally
Yeah.
a cold call.
Right.
Hey, we heard you got a laser.
Do you want to
You're
come
in
on
the
our
area.
podcast?
Do you want to come in person with cameras?
Right to my house.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I wonder
so-
if he knew it was like video too. I didn't
Well,
really
you sent
tell
him the
him
link.
that.
No,
That's
but you
true.
sent him the link.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did send
Yeah.
him an email with all the information.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right.
So,
Okay.
so yeah, it was a little
He had
nerve
a
wracking because it was
warning.
a cold call.
Yeah.
But
And if
no,
you know
super
me,
cool.
I did the call, not even John. I called.
Yeah, yeah. She on
And it
speaker,
was-
but she called.
Of course.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, really nice guy.
Yeah, he was
That was
great.
a fun time. Can't wait to go check out his facility and
Yeah.
and then do a remote from there. That was
Yeah,
awesome. That
right?
He's like, oh, come on down and do a remote. So that'll
Yeah. And he
that'll be
has
cool.
some tumblers that I've been eyeing, but just
Yep.
didn't want to spend the money for.
be right.
And yeah, he's like, well,
Yeah.
consider
It's
you
the-
having them in stock
The
because I
beginning
have
of a
them.
great friendship.
Totally. Yeah. All the laser
Yes.
friends. And now we have a laser friend that looks like Robert De Niro.
Right?
Like,
Yeah.
come on.
Like, and I'm a super fan.
Right?
So
Yeah. So life.
life
Let's see.
update. You
Um,
are going to Colorado.
I am going to Colorado to hang out with my daddy-o.
Yep.
So yeah, so that'll be going on. And then you'll be holding down the fort. You'll have to actually pull orders and ship them.
So I'm apologizing now if your orders are slightly off. If
If you pull anything outside the normal, please just send me a picture and let me double check.
I'm gonna tell you right now. If you pay for priority, that's an extra step in the computer.
It
I'm
is.
gonna try to get it, but I'm new to this, so
I'm
only
gonna
did
double
this-
check every
I
order. I'm
only
gonna
did
tell
this
you if there's a
once-
priority
I only did this once before
during
and
the
it-
conference.
And it was the first next level
Mhm.
laser conference in Sacramento.
Yeah.
So now I'm gonna retraining real quick. But she's only gone for
A week.
a week,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. I'm gonna tell
So I'm sorry.
people. I'm gonna tell people in the groups, order now. We'll be
order
open.
now.
But if you want it to be really accurate, just kidding. If you want me to fulfill it
Yeah,
and
exactly.
be the final QC,
Right.
then order before March 6th.
Yeah, and listen, she gets them out like the next day.
I do.
Mail lady comes around 11. I gotta drop off kids. I gotta do some stuff.
Right.
So
Probably the following day.
There's gonna be the
Listen,
following day.
So in my terms, I say I attempt same or next
True,
day.
but you have
But up to 2 to 3 business days. So
But
they
you've
have to-
already accustomed them to a certain way,
I
and
have.
now Dad's running the ship. And when Dad runs
by
the ship,
himself.
things are a little looser.
Right. A little
So
loosey-goosey.
so stay. If you get it
Yes.
on time, hey, great.
Right.
So
Bonus.
yeah. Then if you get them right, hey,
Yeah.
great. Maybe you get some extra stuff. Who
Yeah.
knows? I might go crazy.
Please don't. But yeah,
Yep.
and then we're also
We're planning Vegas.
planning Vegas. We're going.
Yeah.
For my 40th.
Yeah. Getting old.
I am.
And our 10th.
And our 10th
10
year
years with this
wedding
one.
anniversary.
10 years married to you.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
13 like total.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here we are.
How'd you do it?
Hmm?
How'd you do it?
One day at a time. You just say
What?
it's like doing time. You just one
Do
foot
you
in front of the other.
mark-
Just
Do you mark on the wall anywhere?
huh? In my head, it's just this many days without incident, and then every now and then you just gotta rip it down.
I'm pretty great sometimes.
Yes, she is. She's great all the time,
No, I'm not.
and that is how you stay married. for 10 years.
By lying.
Not lying.
No, but you used to
You
say
just bend the truth a
happy
little.
wife, happy life. And
That's
you
what I used to say.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
listen, you held to it pretty well. So
10 years.
yeah.
Strong.
Yeah.
Here's to another 10.
Right? Cheers. I'm not gonna
Cheers.
drink this warm water.
That's fine. Well,
But yeah, so May, if you're near Vegas,
Yep.
I'm gonna attempt to do some sort of meetup.
yeah.
But
Everyone's welcome
it's
to come.
just-
You
it's-
can't stay with us,
No.
but you can come to Vegas and
Yeah.
and celebrate with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Early May. We're still
Yep.
figuring out the dates and all that stuff
Yeah.
now. But yeah, so watch out for that.
Yeah,
and then
Bolo.
be on the lookout.
Yep.
But I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
For now.
That's all we got.
All right.
Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. We're nearing 50K.
Oh my God. Like
Inching
500
closer.
and some
Yep.
odd.
We're looking for cakes to help celebrate.
Yeah.
And who knows what else we'll do to celebrate.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you'll see. So it'll be going on most of the month of March. I'm still figuring out what I'm gonna do, but it's probably gonna be because our Instagram is a little sad right now. It's the lowest
join
of our
Instagram.
accounts. So you're gonna need to like, comment, whatever.
All the things.
on
Yeah,
Instagram, I
IG.
think,
Hey,
and then
help us
probably
get
in the group
50K
as well.
on IG as we get 50K downloads.
Okay, that's asking for a little much.
So?
50K.
You got to dream big.
Okay.
What is it? If you shoot for the moon and miss, you'll still be amongst the stars.
Oh, that was
Steve
corny.
Harvey.
It's better when he says it.
Yep, it is. He's got a cooler mustache and bigger teeth.
He does.
Well, that's
All
been
right.
another great episode of the Riley Black Project with Crystal and John.
Bye.
Maybe we're all done.